So you just walk down about 9 meters below the vines here, and you're really in the heart of the vineyard. These galleries that you have here are really much linked to the history of Saint-Emilion, because back in the Middle Ages to the 19th century, people just needed to build houses. So they used the only material that they had, and that was limestone from the hill. They were living on top of the hill, so they were never able to make an open quarry. So they built all these tunnels here, all these galleries to get the stones out, to build all the chateaux around, Libourne, and even part of Bordeaux. So you don't notice it when you're walking, when we were walking upstairs, but you were walking on a huge Swiss cheese, a big labyrinth with 80 hectares of underground galleries like that, right, on the hill of Saint-Emilion. In Canon, we have 22 hectares of vines on top. We have 18 hectares of galleries below. So the whole surface almost of the vineyard, you have galleries like that where you can just walk around and really experience what the terroir is like. Terroir is really French word. There's no translation. And here you can at least understand what the subsoil of the property is like. So here you have the map. So we are here by the stairs. So we're going to go all the way down and then come back. Takes only 3 hours, if that's fine with you. So what you have in gray here are all the pillars that maintain the foundations of these galleries. So this is only a small part of what we have below the vines. That's only the part that is below the buildings itself. So you see what you have, all the black dots that you have on the ceilings here come from the candles and the torches that people used to carry when they were extracting the stones from here. Because of course at the Middle Ages they didn't have electricity, so they would use candles to see what they would do. And you even see on some area how they would get the stones out. They would carve around the block of stones and put pieces of dry wood inside, so that the wood would expand and make all the stone falls. Then in this big block of stone, they would cut smaller pieces, 66 centimeters on 33 centimeters. That's called double ronde, and it's the typical stone of Bordeaux, the one that was used downtown Bordeaux to build the Grand Théâtre. So one thing that to me is probably the most fascinating here is the way you can touch and experience what the terroir is like. Just by being here and touching on the walls, you can understand really what the subsoil of the property is like. And here, you really have everything that makes the terroir of Canon. If you touch here, you have the limestone, and that probably should answer the question that you had with the terroir and how it affects the vines. Right. So if you touch at the limestone here, and you feel you have this really mineral smell, which is typical of the limestone. Then inside here, you can touch also, it's wet, you have a vein of clay. So that clay helps to really get the humidity over the winter and give it back to the vine over summer. So it's a huge sponge that helps to keep the freshness on the wine. What you have here is water dripping coming from the ceilings. You know, when it rains, the water goes through the limestone and leak here. And you touch it, it's real water. And it's pure because it has been filtered by the limestone. So it takes about a couple months or a couple weeks, depending on how much rain we have outside, to feel the humidity here. And what's green here, it's just because we put light. So when you have light, you have life. It's just algae starting to grow. So right here in front of you, you have a few barrels that we've put here, mainly to explain why we're not able to keep one here. And the problem we have is humidity here. We have 100% humidity. The problem is we don't have enough wide opening to the outside to get air circulation. So the humidity stays the same, and obviously we can't store anything here. It's too moldy and too damp to keep everything here. So these barrels are really just for decoration, just to explain why we're not able to keep one here.